You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shemaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shemaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio right here, Sunday morning, 6 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. We are so happy for all y'all, San Antonio and worldwide, because if you're listening to the podcast, IamRefocusedRadio.com. We appreciate everyone tuning in. We have a special show for y'all today. Everything's about the Global Chamber. You don't know what the Global Chamber is? You're about to find out. We have the executive director, Christopher Herring, and his partner in crime, the chairwoman of the Global Chamber, Miss Dr. Krystal Nerio. So for both of y'all being here today, man, you wiped out so much out of your schedule. So first, thank you both for being here. And how are y'all doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Thank you for having us.
So first is first. We have recently, San Antonio, received a award, and I want one of you guys, I think Christopher is probably going to do the honors. Tell us about this amazing award at San Antonio that the Chamber, the Global Chamber, has been putting the works in, helping this come to fruition.
Sure. So thank you, first of all, having us on Refocused. The city of San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the nation, and the Global Chamber has had the opportunity to be a part of the city's Small Business Advocacy Committee, which basically has oversight of the city's sub-beta ordinance. The sub-beta ordinance is really what I would call like the affirmative action program that the city has to make sure that small minority women businesses receive the right type of work within the city's contracting. We've proven about 27 years ago that there was disparity in our marketplace. And so the city came up with a set of ordinances or law that basically enables small minority women-owned businesses to be able to do better through, a point process and some mentor protege work and the number of things that goes into the ordinance. But the city was selected as being the number one in the nation for the small business program over the 8-year period of 2011 to 2019. So we were very proud to go to Indianapolis to receive the award with the city of San Antonio. The city staff received the award, but we've had consistent leadership from the citizens, business owners who represent small business. We have 62,000 small businesses in San Antonio. So to receive this type of accolade, and we may be the winner for the world, we'll find out, but to receive this type of accolade really reinforces the strength of our program that we've had in the city, the strength of the leadership, and I'm just proud to be the chairman for the committee, and we're going to celebrate, and we're going to bring the message back to San Antonio that we are number one, and we should be very proud of it.
Man, that is, I almost lost for words. That is what we love about San Antonio. People always like to say it's the best secret that is, underground, that no one really sees as much. But it's time, like I heard someone recently say on the radio station, that it's time for San Antonio to just be proud and just put your chest out there and just show the world, man, this city is on the rise. We've been doing this.
Yeah, we've been doing this. And so we started Global Chamber 2 years ago. And Global Chamber is a very special Chamber of Commerce. We actually have 525 metropolitan markets across the world. Wow. One chamber, 525 different locations. And so when I applied for the position of executive director, I didn't know that I would be selected. At the time, I was chairing the Texas Association of African American Chambers. And I was the former president for the Alamo City Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. And then I thought to myself, I really need to have someone that can have my back and know how to do this chamber work. So Dr. Nerio was selected to be the first board chair. And I want her to say some words because I know that over the 2-year period, she's been very special to helping to bring on board members, very special to identify, the niche that we have, which is very special. I mean, international business and those companies that specialize in international business really have not had a sole focus from a Chamber of Commerce until now.
Yeah.
And so we've been pushing the Making Global Local campaign. That's a campaign of the U.S. Trade and Development Administration. And we've been, certified to do that. So now we're meeting with the city manager. We're meeting with the city of San Antonio to help to put some teeth behind what the city is doing to making global local. But I'm going to turn it over to our chair because
awesome. So welcome to the show, Miss
like that.
Dr. Krystal Nerio, because I can't roll my eyes.
Oh, you're good. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And again, thank you for having us. Yes, when Christopher brought this to me a few years ago, I've obviously been in business for a while, but to have a core focus on international work was something very unique. We're not in competition with the other chambers, which was the initial thought process here in San Antonio. We're actually in collaboration with them. We do want to help all businesses. We're not just focused on small businesses. We have no discriminations. Any business is welcome in our chamber. And to put the foothold here, we have so many resources here that we have the platform now to really put everything out there and be able to do the networking, the connections. That's what we do best. And so it was nice that the first year was really laying down the groundwork, getting our name out there, doing the shaking of the hands and the kissing of the babies. And so now I think we're finally there to where we can get the exposure and get those businesses with the right resources to make them that much more successful and make San Antonio more successful.
And if you're just now tuning in, this is I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Chairw, Reed, on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And real quick plug, if you want to listen to awesome shows like this being archived, go to IamRefocusedRadio.com. And real quick, both of you, Mr. Christopher Herring and Dr. Krystal Nerio, you both served in the Air Force.
Yes.
So the leadership started way before you came on scene with the Global Chamber. So tell us about your career real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Krystal's story better than my story.
No.
No, I do, because if you're really talking about someone who came from San Antonio, who was inspired by wanting to do something different, she joined the Air Force. She went through her career, but she also kept her eyes focused on her academic success, and so she got her degrees, and now she has a PhD. And so when people talk about the talent that's in San Antonio, she is really the role model for that.
Thank you.
And that's another reason why we selected you, because we needed to have a face, a person who can really talk about the essence of business. And Dr. Nerio has been that person. And while people think that she's really young, her experience is really just phenomenal, especially as she's grown her company, Prosperity Solutions. So
thank you.
And I didn't even talk about myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
But the Air Force, of course, is a leadership training ground for so many people. And for me, coming from an economically, depressed area in upstate New York, the Air Force was my way out. And I went to Boston University, got a degree. Got my commission, and then 20 years later ended up in San Antonio, retired. And I tell every young person that they need to serve, get the experience of service, and then see what the options are. One day you can be a chamber president or a chairwoman for a chamber, just based off of all the leadership that we've gone through. To me, this is the fun part of life.
Yes.
And Dr. Krystal.
Yes.
I want you to chime in and talk about how did the Air Force prepare you for being an entrepreneur,
Nice.
and also being a leader in this great city of San Antonio?
I think any military branch, not just the Air Force, the fundamentals of leadership are there. They're going to push you to your limits and make you see things that you never thought yourself doing or acting on. And so I same like Christopher, I tell everybody, hey, if you have the opportunity, serve in the military. It's been a blessing for me. Same thing, I grew up in San Antonio, just came from humble beginnings, and so I was had not many options moving forward, and the Air Force was my out, and I'd do it all over again. And I only did 6 years active, so if I could do it again, I probably would have stayed in a little bit longer, just a little bit. But coming from overseas after 3 years, it was a hard transition as far as getting acclimated to the United States again, finding your network. I think that's one thing that we don't teach enough in the military is network. Yeah. If it has taught me anything, getting out, that's one thing I do push more than anything is your network is your net worth. And so whether military or not, I think that's for any young professionals. That's one of I guess my hardest lesson learned.
If you're just now tuning in, this is your host, Chairw, on I Am Refocused Radio, right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And recently, you both went to this event, San Antonio Council for International Visitors, the 30th anniversary dinner. So, Christopher, tell us about that event and what was all that about.
Oh, wow. We call it SACEIV. SACEIV has been around for 30 years, and it has a mission that is commissioned by the U.S. State Department, and that is to welcome international visitors that are in a leadership program. The program is just phenomenal. It allows people in San Antonio to open up their doors to people who are here to understand who we are, what San Antonio is all about, and to have a meal with them, to spend some time with these folks, and then to send them back to their countries with, a thought of how do they connect further with us. We've had the opportunity and I serve on the board for SACEIV. I thought that was important to align the SACEIV mission with the Global Chamber mission. We see the best business leaders from across the world that come through the doors of SACEIV, and it only made sense that the Global Chamber be that organization that could help to cultivate the relationships even further after they leave. So I have friends in Bosnia, I have connections in Africa, connections all over in Europe,
Vietnam now.
Yeah, and it's just because of what SACEIV offers. And so last night, we really had a great time. Mayor Nuremberg was our guest speaker, and we had all types of entertainment from cultural dances. The Who's Who, I think, was there. And,
wow.
And again, it was great. Global Chamber was definitely representing, and so we're grateful.
And what's awesome about this Global Chamber, if you're listening to this right now, you're a business owner in San Antonio, business leader, and you want to get involved, I'm going to have Dr. Krystal do the honors and say, for those listening, if they know this is something that they've been missing out on, and the Global Chamber is the answer to start getting involved as a business and connecting and networking, where do they start? How do they even try to get involved?
Well, you can go to our website at the sanantonio.globalchamber.org. That's the starters. Go to our website, and you'll be able to get a little bit more information on exactly how it could be of benefit to you, how it's going to add value and resources. The Global Chamber, again, it's not just about your network. It's you have the opportunity to connect with mentors. You have the opportunity to get to the country of your choice that you have a core focus on. And so with the Chamber, again, we connect those dots. But yes, visit us at sanantonio.globalchamber.org. For starters, please contact myself or Christopher. We'd be more than happy to sit down with you and go over all the benefits that it could bring to your company.
You can call us at 210-459-5321, and that's my number, and we can definitely talk. One of the businesses that's on our board is MedWheels, Jane Gonzalez, and she has the defibrillators, medical device that's used to save lives. And we were very proud that she went over to Mexico City and had her first trade exchange.
Yes.
And the good news is, and she's gonna kill me, but she got her first contract.
Yes.
And so that's a testimony to the fact that when I first saw and met Jane and we talked about her business, she always was focused on how could she do more business in San Antonio and Bexar County with the various public agencies. But then I said, Jane, you have something that is needed all over the world.
Yeah,
so
most definitely.
Don't limit yourself. And
like
now that we've pushed her, her business is now.
She got the exposure, and she's doing great things now. Very proud of her.
That's amazing that the Global Chamber, it basically expands the vision. It's like you can have a mindset of what I can do locally.
No doubt.
But now if you be a part of this amazing community, this is like, boom, we are going worldwide. This is a global experience. So are there any requirements for business owners that they need to go through before approaching the chamber, or is that part of the mentorship program to get you where you need to be on the level?
So it is often said that to do any type of international business, it's expensive. And so many businesses get discouraged because of the
unknowns.
Of the unknowns.
Yeah.
And so even today, after this radio podcast, I'm going to go to a course that's being taught about international trade. There's always something to know and to learn about international business and international trade. But what I like about this thing that Dr. Nerio talks about in terms of the network is that in our network we have very sophisticated global business tycoons to an entrepreneur who just started their company and really has a vision of how they can make their business work. So it's for the novice. It's for those who have very sophisticated companies. I know that we are making relationships where the banks love us because whenever businesses can go to them to finance their business opportunity, that's lovely. But we're seeing this really just go at a very rapid pace.
So as long as you have the vision and the heart, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. And as I tell people, some people are more transient than the others. So if you have a business that is global, or if you have a business that's in multiple states, when you join the Global Chamber at globalchamber.org, you can actually join our chamber, but then be connected immediately into those other markets. So it's not like you have to pay extra to be connected to any of the U.S. Cities or any of the cities overseas. I mean, you're automatically a part of the Global Chamber family. Our social media is pretty robust. We're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on Insta. And so we're just trying to, show that the Global Chamber framework really it works and it works well. I think one part of the Global Chamber is that now we are being looked at for various visits with, for instance, I met with the ambassador for Namibia, who came to San Antonio. That was powerful. We had a chance to talk about how do we connect our sister city of Windhoek with Global Chamber. So we're looking at doing a trade mission there. We did a collaboration with Global Brand, which is a new company that's in San Antonio, and they bought the Vietnamese delegation, and there was like 25 business owners that we brought down to the Comfort Suite, where Sherry Chaudhry, who's on our board, hosted. Yes. And that was off the chain. I mean, we have invitation to go to Vietnam next year to create some more relationships and some more business deals. So the Global Chamber is really now the vehicle and avenue for business owners who want to do some traveling. They want to see some of the world. They want to see what connections are there. They can do it through us, and I think that they're just going to be very successful when they join us.
Man, if you're listening to this right now, number one, you need to go to the globalchamber.org and find out all the information. If you have any questions, they have an email. That's SAT@globalchamber.org. So, Dr. Krystal, when you see how things are growing, because it looks like you both are on a fast track in growth for not just the city of San Antonio, but just the global connection of networking and learning and building and growing. What's some of the things that excite you in the near future where this is headed?
Well, actually, some of the things that excite me now, we're just seeing some of the success of our businesses that have been with us, since even as recent as a year ago. Miss Nadia Noah Anglade, she's one of our chamber members. She's actually the CEO of the Networking Embassy. And her story is amazing. Her energy is awesome. I really enjoy her. And so she has gone off on a leap of faith and started her international business this last year. She's very active in our chamber, and to see her grow and the possibilities, of her projections of what she wants to do has been amazing. And so it's to be able to see these entrepreneurs grow. I wish her the best. She's doing really well. I think you can talk a little bit about her company.
Well, but I also want you all to know that. So Dr. Nerio's vision was that we needed to recognize our business people in our community. So we have the social media award that we call Making Global Local Award.
Yes.
And so and that was a brilliant vision that she had. So when we put it into place, Nerio was our very first recipient. And then our second recipient, I think he's just a world-class guy. In fact, he works with the International Trade Center. He's on our board. His name is Peter Graybick. And Peter is all over the place in terms of his knowledge with international business. And so we put people like him on the board. And he's the next recipient of the Making Global Local Award because he's a wealth of knowledge. He's humble. He tells you, what you need to know about the companies that are in San Antonio, the companies that are, in across the world. And so we're able to use that to make the chamber
He's the
best.
Senior International Business Advisor for the UTSA SBDC International Trade Center. So that's where he comes from. And exactly what Christopher said. I mean, his data searching, his statistical analysis is amazing.
Wow.
And so we really appreciate him as a valuable resource, not only for ourselves, but for any of our members that are come to our meetings and they have any questions. He can really dig deep and find you those answers. So he's been a wealth of knowledge for us.
If you're just now tuning in, this is I Am Refocused Radio right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And time flies by when you're having fun. I wish this was our show. But before we let you both go, I want to dig into the business owner who's listening to this right now, wherever you are in the world, really, because when this podcast is access all over, what words of wisdom will you give? I'll let you both answer. Words of wisdom that you give to the new business person or the seasoned business person who may feel like they might be stuck, but they want to break out and expand their vision.
I think this is where the Global Chamber is perfect for just that problem. We have the mentorship and just the camaraderie amongst our chamber of people that have done business internationally, that are looking at doing business internationally, or it's just they're in the beginning infancy stages of their company. If you have a product or service that you know is of value here in the United States, it's going to be of value internationally. And if that's something that you have for your company, that you ambition for your company, I think definitely that's something that the chamber can help you with.
I would add that we're seeing some remarkable things happen with our local businesses. In fact, we're looking at second stage companies, which are defined as companies that have been in business for about a decade. They have at least 10 or more employees, and they have about $1 million of revenue that they generate. And so what we've been talking to our city leadership about is let's put some time, attention, and put something together that can help to expand those companies. Oftentimes we look outside and we try to see who we can bring into San Antonio to bring jobs. But if we can simply do more with the companies that we have, the 62,000 companies that we have, and scale them up, then we can actually build more family success stories. Because families are really the root of what business is. A business is not just something that's created. It's a bunch of people from families that say we want to make our lives different. And so we really have to support the families of San Antonio, and we do it globally by supporting those local businesses. So, and let me say this. So we have a meeting coming up on November 1st.
Yes.
Edwards Aquifer is actually going to host their new board members.
Wow.
And we're able now to bring on public agencies that really believe in our vision. Latifah Jackson is our board member, and just want to thank Roland Ruiz for enabling us to meet there and being a real strong advocate for what we're doing. But
if you would like to join us, please, it'll be November 1st. Again, it's a Friday at the Edwards Aquifer location. at 900 East Quincy. We'd love to have you. Again, if you would just like to come and get more information.
11:30.
11:30. There you go. Yes. 900 East Quincy.
There you go. And for more information, can they go to the globalchamber.org, or is there a specific website for San Antonio?
No, globalchamber.org is the website. Again, there's a map there that points to every location, which I like sending people to globalchamber.org just so they can see the network, they can see the chambers, they can see the events. We have a lot of events, virtual events, and
our board members are listed as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I told y'all this is going fast. So
Too fast.
We're going to have both of them here again because this show is all about leadership, and I can't think of any other two people I want in the morning to help inform people in San Antonio, especially the business leaders. So once again, we want to thank everyone who's listening right here at 9:30 a.m. The Answer. You go to IamRefocusedRadio.com as soon as the show is over and the show will be archived. So once again, tell a friend to tell a friend about the show, especially if they're a business leader, especially if they are an aspiring entrepreneur, because that's what it's all about. Like we say every single week, keep God first, stay focused, and peace.
This is Gene Hildebrand with Engage SA. For a comprehensive listing of Christian events in San Antonio each week, check out the Engage Christian Calendar. The calendar is distributed via email each week to about 700 subscribers, absolutely free of charge, as a ministry to the San Antonio Christian community. To subscribe, go to Engage SA on Facebook and click the button for email list. Or you can find the calendar posted on Engage SA as well as 17 other group sites. I'm Gene Hildebrand. Engage.
Hi, San Antonio. Need a barber? Visit our good friend Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockefeller's Barbershop in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road, and book your appointment today by calling 210-782-5188.